Okay, so welcome back. It's still the AM Club right here on MX24. Time for us to get into the plug. And I don't know, between Lifestyle Daily and the plug, if you ask me which one, I'll be confused. But anyways, let's get into it. So, why? Do you want me to ask you the question?
No.
I won't ask you.
No.
I won't ask you.
I'm asking why you want to ask. Like, why should they ask you which one? I mean, you didn't complete the question.
Well, because somebody has asked me before.
Which one? What?
Which of the segments on my show do I love best?
Aha. So complete the question.
Oh, yeah. Don't let us start this thing. Forgive us, yeah. With Mimi and myself, it's Tom and Jerry things. And she just wants to get on my nerves this morning, but that's fine.
I'm sorry, I almost got you to bring your dirty pants on live television.
I could have done that. But it's fine. Anyways, so getting into the plug, we've got a spoken word artist. She's a poet. She's a chef.
Yes.
Yes, a chef. So I'm wondering whether she brought her tools, because she has to definitely cook something for us before she leaves.
She cooked poetry for you.
She cooked poetry for us.
Poetry for you. So in the studio we have Graykells. Hi. Did I pronounce it well?
You did, Graykells.
First of all, you're beautiful.
Thank you.
And you're a chef and a poet.
Yeah.
How did you find the two? First of all, before we get into that,
yes, tell me.
Tell me about yourself. Who is Graykells?
Graykells is a woman of many talents. I am a chef, and I am a spoken word artist and poet from Belgium and London, but I'm Ghanaian originally. And I got into poetry and cook. I didn't actually get into it. It's always been a part of me. So I don't necessarily look at it as something I got into. It's just something I've always been doing. I grew up in a family that loves to cook. My mom's always had a restaurant growing up. My dad cooks a lot. And I'm a very expressive person. I'm also very emotional. And how I've always kind of expressed myself is through writing since I was little. I just started sharing it when I was older, and that's how I got into the whole poetry thing. So it's just me putting myself out there, whether it's through food or through words. Yeah, that's just me.
Were you in Ghana before you relocated, or?
So I was born in Belgium, but I did move to Ghana when I was, I think, 7 years old. And I stayed for a little while, and then moved back when I was 13. Yeah.
Oh, 13.
Yeah.
Very, very short.
That's
yeah,
short.
but it was long enough to
to understand the system.
Yes.
So
and
have
I
you
loved
moved back
it.
now?
Yeah, long time. I don't stay in one place. That's the problem. So, but I travel a lot. I'm currently between Belgium and London. But I do come to Ghana ever so often to just socialize, to meet people, work opportunities, and whatnot.
What is it like working in Ghana? Since that. Hey.
No, I didn't mean to roll my eyes.
You actually
You
meant,
just did.
I didn't mean every bit of it. So roll your eyes and explain yourself. Roll yourself into explaining yourself.
Oh gosh,
Why?
Look, I love Ghana, but the system is so stressful. Like, everything just has to be a little bit longer than it should be. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's very different. I'm very organized, and with my team, like my manager, we just like to do things in a certain way. But in Ghana, you can plan something and it just would not go that way. Like today, you know? So it's a lot, but I like the Ghanaian people. I feel more at home when I'm in Ghana. So when I'm working with people in Ghana, it just feels just more organic, more natural.
As compared to Belgium and the UK?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Because we're all Ghanaians, and I feel like we kind of relate to each other more. When you're working with your people, they know you, you know them, so you kind of know what to expect. I'm not saying that I can't relate to Belgium, because after all, I was born there.
Exactly.
You know, however, it's still, it's not Africa. I don't know how to explain it. I enjoy working. I would prefer working in Ghana, but with the policies and system of Belgium and London. I think that would make everything like perfect, yes.
But then again, one would say that why don't you just inculcate what you've learned over there into the system over here, or your small circle. So if you have a team, obviously you can't influence the entire system.
Right.
But if you have a team, you take them through a process, or you create a system around you that they work like people in Belgium? Is it something that you think can be done?
With my team, I think we're all very international, so I don't have a problem with my team.
It's now.
Yeah.
I get you.
The members of my team that are Ghanaian are learning.
Okay.
They are learning. It's really different. We're always fighting, but it's all love. So I can influence my team, but like you said, I can't influence, you know, the whole system. And unfortunately, like, you want to kind of reach everyone, and you just can't.
All right. Graykells. So, what's your real name?
Gracie.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Cool. Let's get into the giftings.
Okay.
You are a spoken word artist. You do poetry. You're a chef. I'll start with the chef part. So, what kind of foods do you do? I mean, and you just said you were emotional. So, I would ask that pertaining to food or an ingredient of food.
Oh.
Yes. Your very first experience with onions.
My very first what is your question? What was my very first experience with onions?
Yeah.
I guess like everybody. What was your experience with onions?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't cook.
You don't cook?
No, I don't cook.
And he's a husband, so just know the kind of husband he is.
I don't cook.
You don't help your wife?
Grace.
Washes the bowl.
Gracie.
Yeah, sorry.
Please.
He does it. He does
What
the
is
dishes.
your experience?
Okay, my experience
Your
with
very
onions.
first experience with onions.
I don't remember. Probably just like everybody else, a little teary-eyed.
Yeah.
That's a really interesting question, actually. I don't think I can remember.
Remember it.
I've just been playing around with food for so long, even
Okay.
as a little. I have my first experience with rice, that I can remember, but not necessarily onions. But I guess I cried like everybody else.
All right. Just to cement that, because you know, the emotions and you know, the particular ingredient. Of course, when it comes to onions, everybody has that, you know, teary thing. Fantastic. But did you I think you mentioned that your father was a chef. Oh.
No, he's not a chef. He
cook.
just likes cooking.
He just likes cooking.
Yes,
Okay,
and my mom
fantastic.
too.
Is that why you got into that space?
Definitely not for my dad, but for my mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I would say both parents, but more of my mom
Okay.
and my grandmother. Honestly, my whole family just loves to cook.
Okay.
We're always cooking. There's always something going on. Growing up, my mom had a restaurant, so I was always around food, and I would always want to help my mom with orders or whatever she was doing. And then as I grew up, I always started like hosting friends, like, oh, come. When I was in university, like all the boys used to come to me, like, oh, Gracie, just cook this to cook something. I'll pay you. It's like, you pay me? Okay, you know? And I've just always I like eating. I'm a foodie, so it's
One of those people that get angry when food is not ready.
I don't get angry. I get more angry when food is not good. Like, I eat to get satisfied. You know when you eat, they ask you, like, are you satisfied? It's because it's not just are you full, like, did it please you? Are you good, you know? So I get mad when the food's not good.
And what
I would
you
rather it
define-
take long and come out great than come out quickly and then it's
And what would you
Yeah.
define as good food?
food that satisfies your soul. Food that makes you satisfied, like I explained, like not just full, but it has to taste good. It has to nourish your body, healthy. It just has to tick all the boxes.
Okay.
That for me is.
Do you cook
good
any
food.
Ghanaian food?
Of course. Have you seen my page?
Tell me the kind of Ghanaian foods you cook.
I cook everything.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
You speak, you speak any Ghanaian languages?
I speak Ghana. Yeah.
Oh, nale, Ebashia.
Oh, wow, call me.
Oh, in the call me home machine. Call me. Yeah.
Alrighty, now we have Ghana in the house. Of
course.
We're talking to the UK, the British, and the Belgian
know.
in you. Now we're going to Ghana.
Let's go to Ghana.
Let's go straight to, we've
Let's
done enough
do it.
of the food. Let's do poetry. Because the food
Poetry,
here,
yes.
you have to come home. Nobody come here.
Okay,
Oh,
nyamba.
Kwame Kekina.
No penye so. Come ke ben na no da ye bien.
Dabi was more.
And she speaks it so well.
Was more Kwame Kekina.
Come ke kina.
No pe.
Okay.
Keshito.
Keshito. Yo.
No pe.
Easy, Bona. Easy.
Light work.
Okay. All right, tell us about your poetry journey.
Poetry. Oh, poetry is really I get really excited to talk about poetry.
Tell me about it.
write and talk about my feelings and thoughts. That's my whole poetry journey. I have my book here. It's called
is that?
Unlovable. I got a little makeup on it, so don't even look at that.
The Unlovable
Yeah, it's my
Anthology
book, my
by
first
Graykells.
book. It's a poetry book. It's a collection.
Graykells,
Yes,
Unlovable.
Unlovable.
And what inspired this book?
Relationships, heartbreak, men.
Okay.
The whole, I think, in all honesty, even though I don't want to admit it, a lot of hurt is what inspired this book.
That's good.
Yeah,
At
something
least you
good
didn't
came
kill
out of it.
nobody. You wrote a book. Did you kill somebody?
No, not really.
Like something like that.
Yeah, but not really. No.
Now I'm curious. Something like that. I'm very curious. I'm very curious.
We're not about to get this girl to
Maybe
go
you
to
should
therapy.
read. No, I'm not about to expose myself. Just read the book. It's in there.
All right. That's
Tell
fantastic.
me so run us through how.
So Unlovable is, this version is volume 1. It's an anthology and it's a collection of poems.
Okay.
And the whole idea of this book is to be very interactive. So there's questions in the book to kind of help people figure out their journey. The book is called Unlovable, but it teaches you to love yourself.
Okay.
So I named it Unlovable because it was from a time where I actually did feel unlovable. But through that, I realized I was the most lovable person there could be. And I want others to feel that. I know that sometimes you might feel like, you're not at your best or not lovable. And this book is just not just for females, for males as well.
Okay.
It's an interactive book to just find yourself and love yourself before you give yourself for somebody else to love.
Do you feel like this is the kind of book that you read daily, or you can read through if you can? If you're a reader who can read one book in a day, would you recommend that you read it once in a day, or you like?
I would recommend not to read it at once. It's for you to get the whole experience, you have to just follow the manual. Yeah, I think it's daily. You can read
like
it
a
daily.
daily
Take a poem
devotion.
a day. Yes, and because I really want you to analyze the poems. I want you to read the question and ask yourself what the question's asking you and answer it. There's a space for you to write. Look at the pictures. How does it resonate with you? Like, I want people to not just read it like any other novel, because I do have a novel coming out.
Okay.
So that's the volume 2. Volume 1 is about the poems, and volume 2 is the story that inspired the poems. So after you get through this book and you get the second book, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, like she was going through this when she wrote that poem, when she was going through da-da-da, when she wrote this poem. So it's a collection of things. Unlovable is a brand that I'm still developing. It's a self-love brand. And I'm going to add a lot of different things, not just the book. Everything that's about self-love, self-care, pampering yourself is going to come under Unlovable. I'm still working on it.
I am so curious. Listen, I beg you, give me permission to do this. After listening to you from how you became a chef and the kind of things you're doing, I personally think you're a brilliant young lady.
Oh, thank you.
I think you're so intelligent, because I read books and I haven't seen anything like this, the way you put it, right? So it's really brilliant. Do you believe, or do you feel like your passing on social media is different? Like you can be misjudged by the person you portray on social media as opposed to who you truly are, which is a brilliant, amazing young lady that you are. And I'm not capping. You know this. I mean, really. You and I know what we are talking about.
Do we?
So go and check Graykells on social media. Follow her, follow, and come back and let's have a conversation.
What do you think about my social media?
I personally, first of all, when I opened it, I said, oh, okay, right. Oh, ooh, okay. That was my... And one would think that 21st century slay queen. Like, oh, she is.
Okay.
That's the first impression I got.
Yeah.
And then I saw the food thing. I'm like, okay. I mean, we have a lot of chefs on social media. Okay. But now I'm having a conversation with you, and I'm glad that I get to know you in person because I have a totally different perspective of you right now.
Okay.
I'm looking at you. I'm like, you're so brilliant.
Thank you.
Because how did you come up with this? So do you think that you're misrepresenting yourself on social media as opposed to who you truly are?
I don't necessarily think I'm misrepresenting myself, because what you see is me.
Okay.
You know, I am that person.
I am that hot girl.
I am. But at the
and very
same
lovable girl.
Thank you. But at the same time, there's more to me. Social media is social media. You put out what you want. Yes, I like to dress nice. Yes, I like to have fun. I don't just post that. I do post other things.
Yeah.
And I do understand that people, their first impression is what
Yeah,
they see.
okay.
I think I kind of hardened myself, if I have to be honest, because I would say in the past I was the definition of a good girl, but people always judged me anyways. I feel like I have always had the look of a bad girl. I know what you're talking about, so I'm not even going to sit here and pretend. So I got to, I think when I was 18, I decided I'm going to be exactly what you guys think I am, and I don't care. And I've really been happy ever since, because I get to really just be what I want to be. And when you get to know me, then you can judge for yourself. But on social media, as long as you're not saying anything to my face, that's all.
Okay. Fantastic. Top
you
of
so
the
much for the
head,
clarity.
kindly give us a freestyle of any of your poems.
A freestyle.
Yeah.
So I write based off of my feelings and thoughts. And right now I am...
Feeling pretty.
I actually wanted to give you guys something from the book.
Go ahead,
I'm
go
not
ahead,
feeling
go
very...
ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Please give us from the book.
What
But-
page? So that when we get the book, we come back to it.
My favorite poem, I don't know if you guys were going to play it or not, but I think one of my favorite poems... I have so many favorite poems.
How
Give
many,
us-
how
give
many
us
are
one.
there in there, though? Like, how many?
In this book, there are 46.
46 poems.
Yes.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
46 poems.
Well, just touch base on any one of them.
So there are different chapters. Okay, so I'm going to... Situationships.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not a bad poem.
I think it will be a good one.
It
I'm waiting
is.
for it.
Situationships. I'll just say it from the top of my head.
All right.
Okay.
There you go.
Situationships. Kind of sort of like a relationship, but not necessarily a relationship. Situationships. Always so far from his feelings, but close enough to keep you coming back. Coming back to the situation you love to hate, you love to taste, and you love to tolerate. Keeps you coming back to the situation you think you can change, yet he makes it clear that his relationship status will remain single and unchanged. Yet he lies between your hips at 6, as your feet are intertwined with his, and his lips taste sweet as he kisses your tits, and it feels so good when he whispers sweet shh. Now this situationship's got you in your feelings. Ugh, I hate this. You already knew what it was, he says, as he kisses you gently across your forehead. I don't do relationships, he says, as he zips up his pants and leaves your bed. What kind of relationship is this? Where do we go from this? Nowhere. I mean, shit. This ain't no relationship. It's just a situationship.
Momsen is clapping loud. Momsen doesn't like these things, but he's clapping. This is, you're deep, and I'm right about you. In fact, you are whatever you think you are.
Oh.
Or whoever you think you are. Yeah, this is good.
Oh, thank you.
And you just quickly reached into yourself and touched. I don't know how you felt, but I felt like you were speaking to me, and it felt so personal. And this is so good. And it's
Thank
real
you.
life.
It
Jay-Z's
is.
have introduced a new situation to us that is situationship, and we have actually lashed on it. We said, okay,
Definitely.
hopefully it ends up in something good. Thank
You know
you.
the statement, what
Thank
are
you.
we?
Thank
What
What
type
are
of
we?
relationship
we are
is
the
this?
What are we?
we are the children.
What are we? That's what I just got.
Yeah.
Like, what are we?
Yeah.
After everything is done, then the question comes in.
What are
What
we?
are we?
We are the
You
world.
know.
That's beautiful.
But this is beautiful.
Thank
And
you.
I felt of course, you know, when it comes to poetry and you love rap too as well, you get that feeling. So I'm like, okay, she's talking to me and she's rapping to me too as well. I can feel this in the song
good.
as well. Wow. Are we going to have an audio to all the other poems?
Yeah, it's already out.
Okay, so
yes,
tell us
I
about that
haven't.
quickly.
So I have the volume 1 of Unlovable out. It's so I put volume 1 out. So like I was explaining earlier, it's like in different sections.
Okay.
So there's 8 chapters, and each chapter is a different feeling. So I go through the lovey-dovey stage of a relationship, and then you go through like the warning signs when you start noticing like, there's
The
something
red flags.
off, right?
Yeah.
That's actually another chapter.
Okay.
Then you get through the crossroads of infidelity, where now it's in your face, like okay, and then you go through the heartbreak, and then you go through the anguish and go through your reckless rebound, where you're just like, okay, I'm about to go through my little whole phase, you know, and then you get to a stage where you're like, you're not satisfied, and
The whole face. Of course, it doesn't satisfy
no,
nobody.
so you want to go through like a rebirth
Yeah.
and find yourself again. I call that the resurrection. And after you go through that, which is a very difficult process, you get through the final chapter, which is called the blossoming sonnet, where you found yourself and you have become the woman that you were supposed to be. So the first album that's out is like one poem from each one
Okay.
mixed. So now the second one that's about to come out, which I'm actually recording here in Ghana, I'm going to start putting it out in order. So we're going to have Enchantment, which is 4 poems, and then the warning side. So everything's going to be, it's a story. So when you listen to it in the order, you can actually, I write in my page, read between the lines of my peregrination. It means don't just listen to it, like read between the lines and you're going to see the full story.
All right. And the audio, the one you're recording in Ghana, please kindly include previously on. So we get it on a season, you know.
I got
previously
you.
on and next on. Nice one. So where can we get the audio?
Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, all digital
Everywhere.
platforms.
Okay.
YouTube,
So we
we're
just look
everywhere.
for.
Graykells.
Okay.
It's
All right.
Graykells. You'll find
And
me
social
there.
media platform, I'll give it to you. Instagram is Graykells. Just go and check it out.
Graykells.
Follow that page for more. I'm an advocate for that page.
Oh, wow.
You're an advocate for the
But
page
the-
I'm
again.
going to go look at your page as well.
Are you? Mm-hmm. You'll be proud.
Okay.
You'll be proud.
Are you proud of me?
I'm proud of you. Good girl. Right now.
Okay.
Not before.
Really?
No, because I was like, this girl is about to get whooped on my show.
Oh.
But then now I'm like, okay, I get to be taught on my show. Beautiful.
Aw,
You have a
that's
beautiful
sweet.
soul. I love this.
Thank
And so,
you.
Graykells, we have Graykells in the studio this morning. It's been a great conversation around. When are you cooking for us?
I'm leaving next week.
You didn't even actually think of bringing food, breakfast.
You know, I did, but when everything was going with the, I told you, Ghana system, it was long for me. But I could plan something.
We could plan something.
Yeah, we could
Alrighty.
plan something.
Thank you so much
Well,
for
Anya,
coming.
Wabalashia.
Call me Keke na boke me.
No.
Hey. Can't be an animal. Can't be an violence.
Charlie, what but me?
Are you there?
It's not.
You know, funny thing is that you know,
Yeah,
Grand P,
Yes.
may his soul rest in perfect peace. Professor Atukokai, he's also gone.
Okay.
You get it,
Okay.
and he is a renowned poet. So he would have just resonated with this.
So his grandpa was a poet. I wish
nice.
he could have given us some poetic move that only
Oh, sister, yeah, that is why we have this one here.
here.
Ona.
So how do we get the books
Situationship.
though? How do we get the books?
Also, just Graykells, it's on Amazon,
Oh.
it's just everywhere.
Oh,
Good stuff.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank
It's
you
been
for
a great
having
conver-
me.
I hope you had a
appreciate
great time here.
I did. I really
Awesome,
loved it.
awesome.
I
Thank
really
you so
did.
much for coming. We'll be looking out for you and all the
Thank
amazing
you.
projects you have coming up. Is there anything you want to share with us that is new with you?
That is new. Just stay tuned. Album 2 coming out.
Hey,
Is that yours?
is that your brand?
That's my manager's brand.
Oh.
Then we'll bring your manager on next time.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess you're going to be modeling it.
Of course. Like I have to wear her brand.
Manager. You'll soon be in the same way I come and bring gifts because I don't like this.
Yeah.
But this is a beautiful thing. Wow. So you're going to be modeling this. We're going to be seeing you modeling this.
Yes, of
Okay,
course.
wonderful,
Yeah. I'm just looking forward to sharing everything that I have with the world. And yeah.
All the best. We wish you all the very best.
Thank
I
you
see
so
you. I
much.
see you. I see you, girl, and you're going to make it happen.
Amen.
So we wish you all the very best.
Thank you so much.
My name is Miriam Udwak Mensah. This has been the AM Club here on MX24. Do make sure to join us tomorrow morning for an exciting show, all right? It's going to be amazing. Eid al-Fitr is tomorrow.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
My name is Kojo Dasiba. Thanks so much for being part of the show. When we're off camera, make sure you join us on our socials, MX24GH across board. We'll see you when we see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.